Hey, chiropractors, welcome to Modern Chiropractic Mastery with your host, Dr. Kevin Christie, where we discuss the latest in marketing, business, and professional growth with some of the leading experts in the industry. Welcome to another episode of Modern Chiropractic Mastery. Today, I'm actually going to play a recording of a video that I did for a Chiro Business Virtual Summit, and it was on the topic of service versus hospitality. And we coach our clients a lot on this. We really try to get our clients to have a world-class patient experience. And what I find is it's definitely a mix of, you got to have clinical skill, right? You just got to have clinical skill. It kind of falls under service, but the clinical skill needs to be there. Then I want you to have really good and efficient service. And we talk about that in this recording. And then layering on hospitality, which is different than service. And we take some of this, as you'll hear, from Danny Meyer, Setting the Table. There's also another good book called Unreasonable Hospitality. So check that one out if you want to dive deeper into it. We also touch on Joey Coleman's 8 phases of the customer journey in his book, Never Lose a Customer Again. So those are a few good resources for you. But this will be a audio only of a video webinar that I did on this topic. So enjoy that. Know that if there's some things that I'm talking about that are a diagram or whatever, that's because it's me going through a presentation that we did. So without further ado, here is my audio recording on service versus hospitality. All right, we're going to talk about the patient experience, and we're going to dive into the difference between service and hospitality. We will talk about both. Both are very important, and we want to have you understand how this can really transform your practice. So let's dive in a little bit here. So defining the core concepts, service is really going to be the technical delivery of a product or service. These are the fundamentals of customer service expectations, right? The basic mechanics of how you deliver care. Whereas hospitality, that's how the delivery makes the recipient feel. Hospitality means creating an emotional connection with your patient, going beyond expectations to show you genuinely cared. Service versus hospitality. So again, doing the job correctly is going to be your technical delivery, the service. Timing service with customer expectations, responding to a request in a timely manner. There's just a few examples. Whereas hospitality is going to be that emotional connection, presenting with enthusiasm, a smile, and sincere interest, letting them know you have their best interest in mind. And true hospitality can often overcome a lack of service or a service mistake, right? A lot of times, a mistake in the service is an opportunity for enhanced customer service or hospitality, right? But great service can rarely make up for poor hospitality. But great hospitality can overcome service gaps. Now, a lot of this information comes from Danny Meyer, restaurateur and hospitality leader, had a book called Setting the Table. He says hospitality exists when you believe that the other person is on your side. And so you want your patients to believe that you are on their side and everybody on your team is on their side to getting them better, even if maybe you're not getting the results with that person. If the hospitality is there, they will still believe that you're on their side and they'll have more confidence, right? So some examples of service in chiropractic, right? Online scheduling, to me, is a high level of service, right? But doesn't necessarily go into the hospitality side of things. Very efficient and clean insurance verifications, payment transactions. I mean, that can be done poorly, it can be done great. So I think there's examples of service that go above and beyond, but again, doesn't really get into that emotional connection part that hospitality does. Notes and reports, maybe text reminders and Google reviews, two-way texting is great service. Having a really effective history and consultation and report of findings, reexaminations, right? Those are just examples. There's many more, but you get the idea of some of the examples of service. Okay? Chiropractors, if your website traffic or Google Maps visibility has felt a little unpredictable lately, you're not imagining it. A lot is changing behind the scenes. AI is reshaping how search results show up. Competition in the map pack is getting tougher, and simply ranking well does not always translate into new patients. That's why Propel Marketing and Design is hosting a free chiropractic SEO workshop. You'll learn what's actually changing with Google Maps, how AI is impacting the way patients find and choose clinics, and what small, realistic updates you can make this year to stay visible and competitive. This is not a high-level talk or a bunch of jargon. It's a practical step-by-step workshop built for busy clinic owners who want clear direction and next steps they can actually implement. Save your spot for free at propelyourcompany.com/MCM-SEO-workshop-2026, and we'll see you there. There's examples of hospitality where the emotional connection, again, these are just some of them, but using their first name when meeting them and shaking their hand. Maybe having water and refreshments available. Maybe there's a new patient tour and a new patient gift. Personalized thank you notes and cards. Personalized birthday videos. Imagine if you printed out the daily list of birthdays and you sent a Bonjoro video, which is a little quick video that gets emailed to them. That'd be pretty cool, right? That's hospitality. Sending condolences when necessary. Following up for calls for referrals or imaging, or maybe, they're having surgery, things of that nature. New patient welcome letters, call or video. Again, I mentioned that Bonjoro video. It's Bonjoro. And I every new patient I have, I record a 30-second video. Hey, Bob, it was a pleasure meeting you yesterday. We look forward to helping you with your shoulder. Remember, you might have a little bit of soreness from your first treatment, but our goal is to get you back into playing golf. I'll see you on your next visit. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're excited to help you on your journey to health, right? It's a quick little video, plug in an email. It emails them directly, and the video's embedded into the email. So it's a nice little touch there, right? And you could do that in lieu of calling the new patient. But that's a form of hospitality. So these are some examples of hospitality for the patient experience. Let's take a short break from today's episode to tell you about the best decision I've made in my clinic in the last 10 years. And that has been adding shockwave therapy to our clinic. The outcomes have been really impressive. Certain conditions we were struggling with in the past, we're now seeing results with the shockwave therapy for that. And second of all, the ROI has been really good. When you make a big investment in something, you want to see a return. And we're seeing that return in clinical outcomes and in our investment. And that's been really nice to see. I chose Keenest Medical for 4 reasons. One is the technology is top notch. You have to have great technology. There's a lot out there that isn't quite up to snuff. The second thing is they have a really good clinical training. They have an exclusive partnership with Academy of Shockwave Excellence so that you can become clinically proficient in shockwave. You do need to get skilled at it. I think that's a big differentiator between practices that are getting great results and seeing the ROI is they have a great clinical aspect to that as well. So you want to get trained appropriately. Third is they have in-house service team for all of your technical support, which is key when you're investing in a machine like this. And then lastly, they have a very in-depth marketing and business support for you so that you can launch this into your practice effectively, that you can get that ROI on it, that you can get the clinical outcomes. And they also have really good financing options if you need that. So go to keenestmedical.com, KINAS medical.com, mention MCM podcast and receive a free shockwave in practice book with a purchase of a unit. So that's keenestmedical.com, KINAS medical.com, and mention MCM podcast. One thing that I'm going to review right now, which I've kind of felt compelled, I think, a year ago to really do a thought experiment. And I know it's hard, right? But what would a friction-free patient experience be like? This is going to be kind of back on the service side of things. And what would it look like for a friction-free patient experience? And so we did a checklist, which I'm going to share with you. I'm going to review some of it and you'll get the idea. But we break this down into 3 phases, right? The new patients, a seamless, welcoming start, Online paperwork, right? Do it from home. Great. Existing patients, that consistent, effortless, ongoing care. And then your inactive patients. Simple, encouraging pathway to return. In a lot of ways, make it easy for them to leave and make it easy for them to get back in. Okay. So that's the friction-free patient experience. Let me go ahead and reshare a different document here. And so I'll share this with you. And we've got the new patient. So some things that would be friction-free. It doesn't have to be all these. Some of these might not pertain to you, but if I was drawing up a patient experience, yeah, I'd love to be able to schedule online. That's great. Where the phone's answered, getting back to them quickly. Being able to schedule an appointment within 48 hours. Monitoring your social media, because a lot of people are direct messaging your social media now, and sometimes that goes unchecked and unnoticed, and you lost a new patient. Online paperwork. Okay? That's really good. Making sure the patient wears appropriate attire for lower extremity issues and making them aware of that. Plan in place for maybe non-English speaking patients if you have something there and you're in an area like that. Short wait times when they get to your office. A welcome video that's sent to them before they come that just explains them how to get to your office and, introduce the doctors and what to expect, right? The revenue cycle, I'll get down to that in a second. I'm not going to harp on that too much, but we do see a lot of friction in the revenue cycle. Insurance is verified for the new patient before they arrive. Schedule the entire treatment plan out in advance. Treatment plan handouts, chiro reports, things like that are great. Stored payment on there. We use cash practice in our office, and it stores payment on there. It's great. You don't have to swipe the card every time they come through, or getting that done on the first visit. It's great. Package and payment options. Like they don't have to pay one time. Treatment plan recommendations being very seamless and clear and smooth. So there's some examples. Existing patients, right? Again, short wait time in the office, two-way texting. A lot of our patients two-way text us. Love it. Great communication. We monitor that really well. Online scheduling for follow-ups. Again, some of these are going to be duplicate of the new patient. No future system. First learned this from Jay Greenstein, where we talked about if a patient is on a treatment plan and they leave your office and they don't have a future appointment. So they have no future appointment, and they should. And tracking that and making sure you touch base with that patient and getting them back on schedule. Okay? And so you can see, maybe make it easy for seamless referrals. If you do exercises, can they be accessed digitally? Staff and doctors get back to the patients on particular needs, right? If, patients call office, like, I got a question for Dr. Christie, and yeah, you get back to them. It's a nice form of service and hospitality. Okay? And then you see some inactive patients. And then what we did here on this document, you can see is we broke down the typical revenue cycle, especially if you're in network with insurances or accept insurances. This is going to be from the patient registration and scheduling all the way down to reporting and analysis. And we find that a lot of times there's a lot of friction here, right? The insurance eligibility verification is a problem. Maybe the claim submissions are an issue. And then, denial management's a huge problem. That really is a consistent ding on the patient experience. And that's always frustrating. So you have access to this. And what would it look like? Take this and use it as a kind of a reference for you to be able to look at what your own systems are in your practice and how can you get better and make it as frictionless as possible for your patients. Okay. So that's one thing I'm challenging you to do, is to try to develop your own friction-free patient experience. It's never going to be perfect, but the better we can get at that, the better that patient experience will be. Okay. I want to tell you about something my clinic has recently integrated because I think it's relevant to much of what we talk about on this show. If you're maxed out and can't take new patients, or patients are getting better and just leaving, you don't have a clinical problem, you have a systems problem. That's what P2P Pathway solves for you. It's a model that takes your patients from rehab into ongoing strength and performance programming inside your existing practice using Tonal's AI-driven equipment. No trainer required, no separate gym build out. The result is recurring monthly revenue that doesn't depend on how many patients you can personally see in a day. They run live seminars where they walk you through the entire system, hands-on, in person. Attendees also get exclusive discounts on equipment, including Tonal, that you can't get anywhere else. Seats are limited. The link is in the show notes. If you're serious about adding a recurring revenue stream to your practice, this is worth your 2 days. So check out www.p2ppathway.com. All right, moving on. Now, this is where I think hospitality is so important. And there's a really good book, Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman. Highly recommend it. And I want to make a case for it for chiropractic and what that looks like, okay? And this is where I want you to start thinking about opportunities for, some of those nice things that we kind of mentioned up here, right here, examples of hospitalities, okay? And so he breaks down the 8 phases of the customer journey, and he has the first 100 days. Phase 1, assess and admit. It's kind of like on the marketing side, so I'm just going to skip that. Again, I do recommend reading his book to get some of that, but I'm going to just tease out a few things that are, I think, important in the patient experience. Okay. And so we'll start with phase 3. This is the affirm phase. This is the buyer's remorse period. This phase lasts from between when they schedule their new patient exam all the way until they arrive for their initial visit. The potential patient's excitement has faded, and now they begin to question their decision. What can you do between that time where they call and schedule the new patient before they come in? Let's call it 2 days, a day. We always get frustrated when patients don't show up for their appointment and they last minute cancel or they no show. What could have been done between when they scheduled and before they arrived that would be a high level of hospitality that would make them feel like, oh yes, I picked the right place, right? And so some of that's going to be service, but then some of it's going to be hospitality. Like I mentioned, a welcome video. We text a welcome video to the patients before their visit with us. And it's a video with me and their doctor, and ours serves for 4 purposes. Our office is kind of tricky to find for various reasons. So we kind of spotlighted that. That was one thing I wanted to do. 2 is we wanted to introduce the doctors. 3, we wanted to show them an office. So we were kind of walking through the office, and we're more proud of our office. So we wanted them to see that. And 4, we wanted them to know what to expect with our model of care. And we sent that to them, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback for it. So what are some of the things that you can do in that affirm phase to where they feel like they made the right decision? Okay. And so I want you to tease that out for your clinic. Phase 4 is the activate phase. This phase is the initial visit marked by the first time the patient pays you for their service. Your goal is to set the bar for all future visits. Wow them. Give them a snapshot of the type of experience they will have each time they come to their office. This is the new patient visit. This is a new patient experience. That first visit, giving them an office tour would be great. We have some practices they put like, welcome John to our clinic. Don't put the full name, but they do that. Front desk could get up and walk around and introduce themselves. The doctor mentions them by name when they introduce them, shakes their hand, has a great history and consultation and report of findings. Office tour, show them other things you offer, make them feel at home there. Maybe a new patient gift within AIG rules, like $15 or less. All really good ideas around making that new patient experience remarkable. Okay. So think about what you can do from a hospitality standpoint to make that new patient visit day really, really special. And so his first 4 phases fall under the new patient experience. And the first 2 are going to be around marketing stuff, and you can figure that out. But phase 3 and 4 really are important, from when they schedule to when they show up for that first visit. You got to hit a home run here, and you got to make them feel like they picked the right place. Okay. And then next is going to be the active patient care phase. Okay. So in Joey's book, that would be phase 5 and 6, acclimate. And then let's just kind of tease out phase 6, which is accomplish. Okay. Acclimate is going to be important. That's going to be just like basically they're coming in regularly for their active care for whatever they have going on. And you need definitely to have certain things. Their service has to be good. Hospitality has to be good, things like that. But I want to spend a little more time on the accomplish phase, right? This is the patient accomplishes their goal on this visit, usually corresponding with the re-exam and doctor discharge. Match their emotions by celebrating with the patient and recognizing this visit as an achievement. Maybe there's a a gift at the end of the road there that they get. Maybe there's some kind of fun thing you do for that patient. Maybe there's something that you do like after the next day, you send them a letter, or you give them a call. Just again, want to make sure you have any questions. You did a great job. I would also use this to have the doctors have a great conversation about maintenance or performance care at that point, what that looks like, right? So you really want to make this kind of a special visit that they've accomplished what they set out to do in your clinic and what the next steps are for them. Too many clinics overlook this part and miss a big opportunity for that patient. It's a big deal what they've accomplished and what your team has accomplished for them. And we want that to be recognized. Okay. And then next is the inactive or maintenance phase, right? So he has 8 phases. Phase 7 is adopt. And so if you have that during that phase 6 one that I mentioned, you have a really good conversation around, say, maintenance, care, performance care, their family, and things like that. They are going to adopt you into their life, right? That's when they say, you got to go see my chiropractor versus the chiropractor. When they say my chiropractor, that is a great sign that they've adopted, okay? But let's chat about phase 8, the advocate, because the silent killer of a practice is not enough people become advocates for your practice. And then the thing that usually will just blow up a practice and make it just really busy and referral base and all that is when they have a lot of advocates, right? The patient is now a raving fan and spreading the news about your brand to others. A patient reaches phase 8 when they leave you a positive online review, like a 5-star Google review, or make a referral to your office. And you want to celebrate that. You should have thank you letters to people that send. You should respond to that Google review. You should, if you get some people that are like super referring people, maybe do something special for them. A lot of things you want to make sure you do to recognize your advocates. And the goal of having really good service, friction-free service, and a certain level of hospitality in your clinic married with good clinical outcomes. You gotta get them better. You got to do well there. When you can do that, that's when you got a phenomenal patient experience. You're unlike anybody else in your community, and you get a ton of referrals to your practice. And so I really, really recommend working through that. Okay. And so your action plan is to kind of audit your patient experience, right? And what systems need to run more smoothly? Where do patients wait or feel friction? What 3 service improvements will you prioritize this quarter? Okay. And then improve the hospitality. Where is the emotional connection missing, do you think, in your clinic? What touch points feel cold or transactional? And in what 3 hospitality improvements will you prioritize? Okay. So I'd love for you to work on that. All right. I want to thank you for watching this. There's obviously a lot to it, but your homework is to take the friction-free patient experience, look at it, checklist it off, design your own, and then look at some of those key parts of the patient experience and where could you layer in some unique hospitality. Okay. You can check us out at modernchiropracticmastery.com and Modern Chiropractic Mastery podcast. Again, I'm Dr. Kevin Christie. I'm down in Boca Raton, Florida with my own private practice and also have developed Modern Chiropractic Mastery. Thank you for your time in watching this, and I hope it inspires you to develop an even better patient experience. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And if you want to make the shift from busy, broke, and broken to time-free and cash confident, or you just want to continue with the exponential growth, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com. Look at the MCM Mastery tab, watch the short video on there, and check out what we are doing now for evidence-informed chiropractors. We are equal parts coaching and marketing done for you. Yes, you shoot some videos. We help you with campaign strategies and ideas and really become a thought leader in your community. You shoot those videos, you send them to us, we produce, edit, and brand them to you. Then we distribute them through all of your channels. We also take them and we turn it into one good blog per month. And every other month, we have Darcy Sullivan producing a robust blog with a topic that you pick from her database to help with your SEO. So we essentially become your content marketing agency to make sure your practice is always having ethical, elegant content marketing to help grow your practice. On the coaching side, we also help you with everything from marketing ideas to business, communications, finances, anything practice growth, and really try to help prevent you from being stuck on that island. And we hold you accountable. We have a great group of doctors that are just doing amazing things, and we look forward to help you out to take that next step in your practice. So again, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com and learn more.